Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Afro News at Noon. I know you might notice that it is Tuesday as opposed to Monday, but that's because it's a special edition episode. And why is that, Rev?
Well, because it's Black History Month, isn't this? Yeah. It's Black History Month.
Yes.
Although every month is Black History Month at the Afro.
Yes, every single month is Black History Month. And you can go to the Afro's page today, and I think it actually posted a few days ago, but to see Congressman Kwesi Mfume's uh, op-ed about how every month is Black History Month and how every day we are making Black history and doing Black excellence. And he tweeted his op-ed in the Afro about it today to celebrate the first day of Black History Month. And I'm just elated. I know that every single day is Black history for us, but I woke up in a good, productive mood.
We can see that.
Yes, y'all see I'm rocking my Michelle Obama. Okay, it's Black history over here.
It's Black History.
Absolutely.
And our illustrious publisher would want us to say that Black lives have always mattered at the Afro since 1892.
Absolutely. So I guess with that said, it's a perfect time to talk about what's going on in the Afro this week. So Rev, what do you have to share?
We always have multiple craziness going on because you know that we have to put together a spectacular special edition this month for the third weekend for African American firsts and few. So look forward to that. But so we're running around trying to get all of these things done at the same time. But if you go to our website, there is fresh news going up at least once every day and multiple times usually. You will see a couple of columns on our website with our writer, our columnist, and even Davon Love speaking out about the way Marilyn Mosby is being treated. And this is their opinion about it. So check that out. There's also a column up about voting rights. We don't want to take it lightly just because our representatives happen to be working so hard for the voting rights bill. A lot of them are not, and we don't want to see anybody have to struggle to vote because this is a battle we thought we had already won. So we don't even want to have to do that again. And then on the tail end of January, dry January. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yes, it's a
One of
thing.
our writers did an article about that, and apparently people decide to give up, drinking on different levels for January. So you can find out something, learn something like I just did when I edited that article. What do
Yeah.
you have, Misha?
Oh, so there's so much going on my side of things in DC, as well as digital content that we're putting out there. Stay tuned on the digital side. As always, Megan has an episode of Pleasure Doing Business with you. We have some Afro Lives, really good ones coming your way. We're going to be talking about World AIDS Day this coming Thursday. And I believe the actual World AIDS Day is on Monday, the 7th, but we'll be talking about it and have a very special guest this Thursday to really break that down for us on a national level. And then in terms of the paper and not only in these are receiving bomb threats, and several universities are currently shut down or doing virtual learning and shut down in-person classes. And I'm actually going to read to you some of those schools. We have an article coming out by Aja Morton, one of our writers, who looked into it. And so that's Bowie State, University of the District of Columbia, Howard University, Morgan State University. So that's just the DMV.
Yeah.
And then we have Albany State University, Bethune-Cookman, Delaware State University, and Southern Universities. So, we really need to pray for our historically Black colleges and universities. Obviously, the Afro is following these stories and
Mhm.
praying fervently. But we right now are learning that these students are really concerned. Many are not hearing the full stories of these bomb threats and what's exactly happening until they're hearing it from the media. And
Mhm.
so it'll be our job as the Afro to continue digging into these threats and into the investigation as the authorities are doing their work and their part. And so I think with that there's so much going on, but that I think that that's a pretty good start. Oh, you know what, Rev? I think we have to shout this out for front page. One, on a maybe some could say a better note, that tomorrow the Washington football team will announce their new team.
Yeah.
So that will also be on the front page. So stay tuned for that. On a slightly sadder note, but we need to mention it. We know that we lost Chesley Christ, I believe is how you say her name. She was Miss USA 2019. And I
Mhm.
remember the Afro proudly featured her and her fellow queens who were the first time groundbreaking history making Black queens, Miss USA, Miss America,
Right.
Miss Teen USA.
Right.
Her story really resonates with me. She's a journalist and a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I wish I could have that JD behind my name, but whew, school, more school. But her story resonates with me. I mean, we have a lot in common. We're at the same age. She was a journalist. She worked for Extra. I loved watching her interviews. I thought she was so incredibly engaging. And I know I, for one, really was sad to hear the news of her suicide, but I think it really is yet another time for conversation of mental health in the Black community. We cannot push it aside. And she was a content creator. If you go on her Instagram, her stuff is so great and so uplifting and so empowering, which is definitely a piece to mental health. Don't get me wrong. But if she had been out there and saying, I'm struggling, I think
Mhm.
her platform would have really um, been embraced, and I know that her millions of followers would have embraced her, and people are still embracing you, Chesley. And I'm so sorry that you were experiencing all you were, and that she was so ill. But I think her, even in her passing, I think she knew that this would start a really important conversation.
Mhm. And this is one of the few news places where you'll hear us say, pray for your neighbors, pray for the young people. People are going through so much right now, and they don't feel at liberty to say what they're feeling or how they're hurting. So pray. You know, your grandmother taught you how to pray. Call somebody's name. Looking on your elders, looking on the people who are prone to, getting disease and all that, and don't have somebody watching out for them. Our founder was a praying man, and his sons who continue the tradition have also been praying men. So we don't have any hesitation to tell you to pray for your neighbor and to
No,
ask God to bless them and keep them going. Miss,
absolutely.
is that all we've got today?
It is, and I think that that is such a positive note to end on, to remember to pray for our neighbors. And happy Black History Month, day, year. Y'all know it's Black History 365, but it's time to show out this February, y'all. We gonna make them wish that February was every single day, and it is, and we got to remind them of that. So with that said, stay tuned for all the Afro has to offer, and take care.